Faith Forged in Fire, where we dive headfirst into the unique challenges and triumphs that comes with being a firefighter, all while exploring what it means to live out a biblical worldview. Join us as we find hope, perseverance, and faith in the midst of the heat and chaos. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome back to the podcast. Let me say this real fast before I forget, because we'll probably forget at the end. This is the last episode of June. Next week is 4th of July holiday. We need some sound effects for your microphone, Rich.
All right.
Anyways, distracted by Rich's drooping microphone.
There's a cure for that.
Due to the 4th of July holiday and the busyness, we will not have an episode next week, but Lord willing, we will be back, like the second week of July, whatever it is. We just planning to have one around the week of the 4th of July. So anyway, hopefully this is a thought-provoking podcast or thought-provoking topic to whether you're a firefighter or we have several non-firefighter listeners, as we would call them, civilians, right? We have several civilians that listen. And when we know that, and we try to do some topics, I don't know that we've done it for a while, but we try to do some topics that let those people inside of our world in a way to help them understand better. We always enjoy doing that. I don't know if this is intentionally that. There is, I think, some part of it. For me, I just thought it would be fun to work through this because even as a firefighter, I think everybody feels a little different about this, but we question this. So let's just start this way. Every time the tones drop, something kind of unusual happens, whether you're in a full-time career department, whether you're paid on call, whether you're straight volunteer, does not matter. When the tone drops, something unusual happens. Well, most people are, as kind of the cliche goes, as most people are fleeing, are running away from. In fact, the question the dispatch always asks in a house fire is what? Is everyone out, right? We want you out. And then what do? We show up and we go in often, right? So while most people are trying to escape danger, firefighters are driving towards it. And getting frustrated when people don't get out of the way so we can get there faster.
They do have to get their groceries,
Yeah. So we're driving towards burning buildings. We're going in burning buildings. We're driving towards terrible wrecks, violence, chaos. We're really, you would say, and some may kind of argue in a sense, but we are willingly putting this trauma in our life. Because we signed up for it, and that's why I say that. That's kind of the cold truth. If we don't want to put that trauma in our life, we stop being a firefighter.
So simple to say.
Well, yeah, I get that it's more than that, right. But that's the simple of, like, we have made this choice, and maybe you didn't realize it when you started it, but you have made this choice. So why? That's the question. Why do firefighters, what makes us do what we do? Is it adrenaline? Is it pride? Is it training? Is it duty? Is there something deeper? So what I wanted to do is kind of have that conversation. I was at a ceremony not long ago. Actually, just a couple days ago, as of this recording, but as of the listening, it would be a few weeks ago. And that was brought up again, just that first responders are the ones who run towards the danger. We just are a little different. And in this case, they brought it up as, they are the heroes because they run to the danger as others are running away. And I always struggle with that idea. There are very few times that I would look back, if any, that I would say on that call, I felt like I was a hero. Like I actually did hero stuff.
Right.
I am thankful to say, by God's grace, the lives I've been able to be a part of saving has been many, right? I'm thankful for that. That's something that I appreciate being a part of. But that doesn't mean I felt like a hero by any means. In fact, the things that people think make us heroes never feels heroic to me.
Mm-mm.
Like driving towards the danger when people are running away, that doesn't feel heroic to me. No. That oddly, and it can feel scary at times, but mostly
depends on who's driving.
Yeah, that's more it, right? It just depends on who's driving. And that's the thing is
sometimes you're happy to get to the house that's on fire.
Right, this is much safer.
Oh, thank you, Jesus. Can I go in with PJ?
And so we laugh about that to the point of, and to me, I don't even really think twice. It's just what we do. It's just so normal. Like I don't even think that I'm going to danger generally. There are times that things get hairy, the police are involved, and there's certain violence involved that you're like, ooh, this might not be so good. But in general, the things that people think that I do that's dangerous, I don't often think. I have a healthy, like, yes, this could be my last call kind of, but I think a lot of it is training. We talked about experience. We talked about understanding being able to process. The scene slows down. For me, I think that's why. It's just what you do. I very rarely feel like I'm in extreme danger. Maybe I should. Every time I'm on the highway, I'm in extreme danger. Here in Michigan, we just had 2 construction workers hit and killed today. Mm-hmm. Which again, this would be at the beginning of this is at the we're recording for those of you going, oh no, this was at the end of May and when we're recording. But on the news today, it was 2 construction workers in a construction zone. And I've said many times, I feel the most unsafe on the highway. So yes, I recognize that, but I don't ever have that feeling of like, oh man, this is heroic. I'm going in.
For me, I think I don't get that feeling very often, because for a most part, we're in control of what we're into. Mm-hmm. You know, if I ask you and somebody else to go into a house fire, you know, and you're not doing a search, you're just going to go in and do attack, and you get in there a ways and you come out and go like, yeah, bro, that ain't going to work. This is too dangerous. You have the option to back out. You know, unless it's a search, you're going to do it. I mean, unless it's obviously not
There
survivable.
are moments that you're like, all right,
so I think that's kind of where, whatever, I'm kind of in control of my destiny, Leah. So I'm always looking at police officers in the military as heroes.
Right.
You know, who knows, you pulled over an SUV because the guy's got a taillight out, but you don't know that he's got $500,000 worth of meth in there and he just killed somebody, and you walk up there just to talk to him about a taillight, and all of a sudden, you know, people are popping guns off at you.
Yeah.
You know, that's what, I mean, and I hate to admit it because I know some of the people on here are cops, you know, and they'll hold it against us. We're firefighters,
right?
To be heroes,
you just admitted that we're better than you. Yeah, no, that takes a lot of,
and that's fine.
I agree.
Fine.
I agree. I couldn't do their job. I have no interest in doing their job. Nope. So I think you said something, Rich. It kind of brings us to this question: are firefighters naturally different? And I don't think there's a
describe different, please.
Well, okay, so
clarification.
So that's my point.
Because I could quickly say yes.
Yes. Well, so here's what I think. Yes, because there has to be something different about you to willingly do what we do. There just has to be. To see what we see, to do it like, yes, we're wired different. But I didn't know I was wired different. I mean, I was an adult.
Sorry.
I was an adult
Right.
Like, I didn't grow up wanting to be a firefighter. I was an adult. I got in as a chaplain. Then I realized, and even then I didn't realize I was wired different. I just thought, ooh, I want to do this. I want to do all of it. Then I was like, oh, that's because I must be wired different. Like
it grows on you.
Yeah. And it doesn't grow on everybody. So that question, are firefighters naturally different? I would say in a sense, yes, you have to be. We see the guys come in and you're like, yeah, they just don't have what it takes.
And I agree. I think the people that are quote unquote wired for it are the ones that stay an extended period.
Yeah.
There's other people that come in and and I don't know if it's just a Michigan thing, but most of them call them T-shirt firefighters.
Right.
It's like, I just watched Backdraft and that was so cool, or I saw it on the news.
Yeah, they have the hero complex, right? Like, I want to come in and be a hero.
And some of them, I think, are maybe arrogant a little bit, too, because, look at me, I'm going to be a firefighter, and I dress the dress and I impress everybody, but within a year or so, they kind of figure out that they're not. Maybe they're wired correctly, and that's why they're not making it.
Yeah.
Their wiring, so to speak, just isn't like...
Yeah.
That way. And that's another, we've talked about it other podcasts, just to go silver squirrel here, do a little Steve sidetrack. That's why a lot of times I don't want to hire a guy in September and throw him right into the fire academy in October.
Right. You want to let him get...
He hasn't even figured out which way, or he or she hasn't even figured out, it's like, oh yeah, this is really cool. Perfect. See at 2:00 when we got 1,000 foot of hose that we got to wash and put it back on a truck.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean? I just...
Or a lift assist or something little,
It's like, no, we have a lot of stuff to
Right.
do. You are probably going to be late for work.
Yeah, the fire's out. We got 2-3 hours more of work.
And you can learn a lot from a person then if they stick around and go like, oh, okay, yeah. And they're there to help. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Because, it's that. Do you find joy in all of it? And, well, of course we don't find joy in all of it. But, we got called out this weekend to a brush fire, and of course it was, it kind of came across as though it would be a big one because there's smoke all through the woods and da-da-da. And so we go chase this thing down, and somebody's clearing a field out, and they've got some wood stacked up. I mean, perfectly safe in the dirt, like it's agricultural. Everything is okay. And that's the stuff we do. I don't want to say all the time, but that's common to get those kind of calls, right? But for me, do I feel a little frustrated that my day got thrown off? Well, a little bit, but it's what we do. It's just what we do, We got called out to an accident on the highway as well this weekend. Pouring down rain, right? Just pouring down rain. Get out there, and nobody's hurt. But the vehicle's blocking on the highway on a holiday weekend. Again, I understand when we're recording and when we're listening to this, but so all kinds of traffic, right? So we bring fire department out there, put the crash victims, they weren't hurt, but put them in the engines, get them out of the rain, and we sit there. Like, that drives some people nuts. To me, this is what we do, so I think even to your point, there's that side of understanding that there's times where you're just like, this more often than not, it's very unheroic work. Yet at the same hand, I'm sure that those people in the vehicle were thrilled to death. Like they were experiencing an extremely traumatic event in their life. For us, it was nothing. They're not hurt. So what have we got? This is nothing.
Right.
We're just happy to put you in the engine and get you out of the rain. But for them to see us show up, there's like, oh, help is here. Oh, I get to get in out of the rain. I have a reassuring voice. I have we took them to a truck stop where they could sit and get a ride, and because they were from out of state, and that's not heroic at all. That's just, well, we're not going to leave them sit on the side of the highway.
Right.
But it is. And on the same hand, is that dangerous? Absolutely, that's dangerous. But we don't think about it because we do it all the time.
Yeah, the expressway is... I'd rather go into a house fire than deal with the traffic.
We've said that many times.
I was out there twice today, or for the same car accident. It was, a car parked here and another car parked a mile and a half down the road kind of situation. And there was a couple times, both of them, that people are doing 80 miles an hour and somebody else is going like, hey, I got to slow down and move over. So they slow down and move over. Well, the guy is, obviously, he needs to get to work. So 90 miles an hour is the appropriate speed. And they come screaming up behind cars doing 50, 60 miles an hour, and they're locking up the brakes and going all over the place. And
yeah. But you think about it in that moment, but generally you're just out there, you go out there, you do your job, and you come back, and it just is what it is.
Another,
right? Yeah.
Oh man, I got another report to do.
Right. Yeah. Here's another thing that I've thought so much about too is, and we've talked about this so many times here, is the struggle, and I think you've talked about it too, the struggle that we have with people, whether it's on a scene, whether it's off a scene somewhere else, but when something emergent happens, something traumatic happens, I see people, I've seen people, you get on scene and the witness to the accident is freaking out. And you're like, what in the world, Or you can be somewhere with a bunch of people and somebody gets hurt, and what happens? They all freak out, and you're just like, what is the big deal? Their arm might even be dangling, but they're breathing. Like, our bad and their bad is two different things.
Become desensitized.
Well, and that's part of it, and I think that's because we have become desensitized. We've could we say, and I don't mean this arrogantly, or I don't mean this to feel hard, because I don't mean to put down other people because their experience is different, but I feel like in some ways we have a better reality of what bad actually is because we deal with the worst. We deal with the death, the very worst.
We have more to compare it to.
Yes, right. And so I've wondered, how much of it do you think ties into that? Just the fact that we process it differently. So it doesn't feel heroic. It just feels normal.
Mm-hmm. Or you go on a scene and somebody fell off their bike and broke their leg, and there's people all around them making sure he's breathing, checking their pulse, and you're looking over there going like, oh yeah, that's broke. And you go get your stuff and everybody else is flipping out. And it's like, if we weren't in this, now here's a quick flip. What happens if we were in a parking lot and we were in our car and we walked up to give somebody an invitation to something, we heard gunshots?
Right.
What would you and I do?
Yeah.
We'd be flipping out.
Yeah.
We'd be jumping back in our fire truck and skedaddling.
Right.
And for other cops, for other officers, they might be
they're heading towards it, and they might be thinking processing it the same way we process other things.
Right.
And we're looking at them going, oh man, look at those guys.
How many times you been in ER with no, you have. You drive the boo-boo bus in there and you bring this patient in, you're going, oh, man, this is bad. I drove the boo-boo bus. This is not good for the patient if I'm driving the boo-boo bus. And you get them in there, throw them in triage, and you're going like, okay, what's going on? And they've just, the people in ER have that system, and it's got to be calm. And because if chaos erupts, then you're going backwards. We were in ER the other day, and people are like, dude, hey.
Yeah, and you're booking it to get there.
Yeah.
Like,
now we're the ones freaking out because, oh, thank God, we've got them there alive. And
they're not our problem anymore.
Give them to triage, and they're like, what's going on? Okay, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And I'm sitting there going like, bro, what?
Right, yeah.
Freak out, would you? So they're probably looking at us like, oh, yeah, look at them morons.
Yep. Yeah, it's all on the level of what you experience.
Perspective,
I think. Yep. Your perspective of it. And even in that, I have seen people from like the ER treat what we do differently when they're out with us because they don't have the controlled environment. We're used to just whatever we have making it work.
Right.
And for like in my context, I can easily be 45 minutes from the hospital. So now and then before that, it might be a half-hour wait for the ambulance, 45 minutes, depending on. So I've got to figure this out for that amount of time. Then if it's bad, now I'm in the ambulance, either driving or riding, trying to keep them, like it's just kind of an expense. And so, yeah, but we do that kind of. So anyway, then, so then you get somebody from the hospital who better trained and should be able to handle that situation better, but it's not what they're used to.
Yeah, get a nurse on the side of the expressway at a car accident. They're so used to everything being back to ER. They're so used to being smooth. Right. And if I need this, somebody is there right there. It's in its place. It's like, here you go. Here's your ER.
Right.
If it's not in there, good luck.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I just, when I saw this topic and was thinking through this topic, I think that was one of the things, that question of kind of how heroic. And I don't know that in general, I mean, yeah, there are times, and I watch other firefighters and go, oh man, those guys are getting it done, man. That's cool. They're doing something. But when it's you just process it so differently. And
I think even then you see stuff on YouTube where, there's a ladder up and the black smoke is just cranking out of floor 2, and you're looking at that going like, ooh, that's bad. And then all of a sudden, a couple feet come out the window, and they've and they've got a person that they searched for, and they're alive and they're coming out, and I'm going like, yeah, that's heroic,
right?
Because a lot of people don't have any idea what that's like, not being able to see anything, and to be able to drag somebody while you're trying not to die yourself. You're doing everything you can do to keep this other person alive and getting them to the ladder and get them out. You know? But.
Yeah, and then even things, so, you're saying that, and I'm thinking about, again, perspective, right? So we're doing a controlled burn, and the smoke starts ripping out the window, deep black smoke. Well, you know what that means. It's getting heavier and heavier and faster and faster and heavier and heavier. And we're right there. We're trying to cool another protective and exposure, so we're not moving. We're just keeping an eye on it because we know what's coming. And all of a sudden, flashes over, right? Oh, poof. You see the smoke suck in, and you go, here it comes, and you kind of just do the little flinch a little bit, and woof. But again, we knew that was coming. We've seen that before. We know how to handle it. We're just glad we're not inside, kind of thing.
Right.
And whereas I'm sure you put somebody who's never experienced that there by themselves, and you don't warn them, that's a scream, that's a freak out, that's a hit the dirt, that's, because we've just experienced that stuff enough that you go, yeah, here it comes.
Spraying water on magnesium, it's so
I don't know when the last time was
I've
jumped for that anymore.
Yeah.
You just get so used to it.
Yep.
So, but the new guy, you can always feel the new guy behind you that's backing you up because they try to yank the hose out of your hand. Stevie, you've been quiet. We just had this topic, right? We just talked about this last episode. You've been quiet. What do you got to say about all this? Rich and I have been getting after it. You're probably sleeping over there.
No, I'm just listening to you guys chat.
Sure.
Just like listening to the old fossils talking.
Yeah, just talking. Hey, well, and people know I don't have experience with, so I don't talk about anything I don't have experience in. But
this is where he's supposed to step in and go, no, you guys really are heroes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm okay.
Whatever. See if he makes it to 104. Or this is 104, isn't it?
105.
103.
103 is 103. Yeah, it's 103. No, it's 104.
3. It is because we had 100, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's late in the night. I can't count either.
It's early in the morning.
Huh? Yeah.
Oh, do we release them in the morning now?
It's early in the morning.
I don't, he changes it all.
I don't watch, so I don't know.
I don't either. I don't watch it. I've already lived them. What do I need to watch them for?
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about when you guys were talking about like reactions and stuff. I don't know why this was popping in my head. I kept thinking the same thing, but I was thinking, I've always said like, well, you were talking about when you come up on scenes and like people are freaking out and you're like kind of mellow. But I think some of that too is I was thinking about like, the airplane, and I was thinking like, if it's getting a little bit, a little shaky in the air, if the stewardesses aren't freaking out, I'm not freaking out. If the stewardess start losing her cool.
Yep.
It's time to buckle up. We're going down, And so I was thinking about that. Like I'm looking at the people that, surround me, and if they're okay, then you know what? Then maybe it's not terribly bad. If they start showing those signs of panic, then I'm like, oh, this isn't good.
See, that's what's great about running with the same paramedics all the time. You get to know them. So then when they're on scene and you see that one paramedic nothing ever bothers them, and they start picking it up a little bit and they start getting a little snappy with you're like, uh-oh. Yep.
Yeah.
It's going bad.
It's just like with our crew, the crews, there's one that I can read pretty well, and it's normally very laid back, always a teaching moment. That's what I love about it. It's always, so this is what we could do, and I could ask a question and not be made to feel stupid about stuff. But when it's like, okay, we need to get the patient out here. Okay, we need to start 2 IVs. Go get this. We're going. And it's like, oh, there's no panic or anything, but you can hear the urgency in the voice and go like, that's all you've got to tell me.
Yep.
You do not need to say another word because the urgency in your voice tells me everything I need to step up my game.
And that's often when I look at him and just go, you're going to want a driver? Yep, figured. Like you just know. Like,
right.
Yep, this is not good. So yeah, and it can be vice versa too if they get to know you too, knowing like, okay, I just showed up on scene, and he's running, and he's never running to the truck for stuff. He's always like
right,
and they've made that comment to us too, like when you guys are not calm, then we know something's pretty bad.
You can tell a lot by a person's radio voice too.
That too, yeah. Yep. Yeah, we've talked about that too. I that's a dispatch thing that all comes with experience too. It's not always we know that. We just had the other day a crash completely opposite of everything it was dispatched out to on the highway. It was, one car in the median not blocking, and we show up and coming around the curve on the highway, and we see brake lights, and then we see all the cars are moving over to the median lane. We're like, I'm guessing it's not in the median because there wouldn't, again, experience, but you're like,
Yeah.
So we go get in the shoulder lane, and there it sits right in the middle of the road blocking, unlike, state trooper shows up, and he shook his head. He goes, wouldn't it be nice to get the right information? And now, to dispatch's defense, they give what they get.
Yep.
But then you go, how does anybody call that in? And anyways, they don't always get it, but they listen to the call, and that impacts how they dispatch. So when you hear how quickly they're dispatching, because you also know they're trying to dispatch 3 other things possibly. Like if they're just dispatching fire for something small, it's calm, it's slow. When they come on and they quickly dispatch fire, because now you catch the end of them starting to dispatch an ambulance or police, or you're like, oh, like they're in a hurry. There's something going on. So yeah, you listen to that. You listen to if the ambulance gets on scene first, same thing. Like how are they relying this, or how are they sending this information? But again, it's all part of that. You process it. So then when you get on scene, I mean, you've had this. You show up on scene, and because of all the radio transmission, you're already in go mode. No, like, okay, this is, because the worst is when you show up on scene and thinking it's nothing, and then you're like, uh-oh. But instead, you've had time. You're ready.
Right.
You're in, because in general, you don't want to show up. I mean, you want to show up on any call taking it seriously. That's not what I mean.
Right.
But for the sake of the family and the patient, the less go you can be, the better they are. The more calm you can be.
Keep the train on the tracks.
And it's funny to me how many times somebody will ask me, like, so I'm going to live? And I'm like, I didn't know not living was an option today. Like,
and I hate to tell you, but you're going to be on time for work tomorrow.
I didn't even realize that was a concern.
Yeah.
But I'm always afraid, and this is kind of the humorous side. What goes through my brain is I'm always kind of afraid to say, oh yeah, you'll be fine. Because I'm like, in that moment, they're going to keel over.
Yep. That's the question I always hate. Am I going to die?
Well, I hope not.
Because normally when they ask that, the best you can do is go, look, I am going to do everything I can to not let that happen.
I'll usually say that, and I'm not concerned about that right now.
Yep.
You're talking to me. You're breathing. You're good.
I don't have time to answer that because you should be praying.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope this was kind of helpful. I feel like we were all over today.
We were.
But
we'll keep it on track next time.
Keep it on track next time. Maybe Jake will be back to keep us on track.
I can't believe you guys got off track. I'm sitting here, and I'm usually the guy that steers it off pretty quick, And actually, that was fun to watch you guys steer it all over the place today.
That's because there was just two of us, man. It's hard to steer.
Yeah, you guys had the steering wheel and all the tie rods broke completely, and you guys were just going back and forth on that thing, And I'm going, this is great. Usually I'm the one that's doing this, like the clown car.
If it's like this, it's a tiller steer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That's why he was being quiet. He didn't ever try to get us back. He was just like, I'm gonna watch him burn this one down themselves.
Sit there and watch you guys in action, So
the squirrel in that mining car, like
exactly. Well, if you have any, we'll as we close this bad boy down, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you just want to talk to us, hey, talk to me.
Early, isn't it?
Talk to me. Is it early?
We've only been doing this for 15 minutes.
Get out of here. No, we haven't. I've been staring at the clock. I know what you've been doing.
I've been staring at the clock. He's like,
I know. Hey, listen, hey.
Shut up already.
I'm not paying attention. I know exactly what's going on today.
The last episode at 30 minutes was, and I'll get to that story in just a second.
Did I really? Was it that long? Oh, man. I feel bad.
Last podcast, this is actually going to be the podcast after July 4th because the last one went so long, PJ's going to have to cut it.
Cut it to 2 episodes? Yeah, it'd be like a part 2. Do you have any questions? If you want, thanks, Rich. If you want to talk to me. Email me.
Yeah,
forget these guys. Talk to me. I get lonely sometimes. Call, give me an email me and let's talk.
Call me. I'm Steve.
Come on, I'm Steve. I'm lonely.
But if he's figured out how to open his coffee, he'll have coffee with you.
Exactly. That would be the first thing we do together is have a cup of Java. So, talking about Java, that's another thing too. Is that make sure to go to redflannelcoffeeco.com and get your coffee. Best coffee in town. PJ30 get you 30% off coffee only, but also go to the website, not the website, but go to the email address ffifpodcast@gmail.com. Drop me a line and make sure wherever you like to watch a podcast. What I know wherever you like to
watch a podcast.
Just come get our.
It's his show.
I'm saying whatever source of media you use.
Been sitting here for like 20 minutes.
I know. It's my time to talk now, boys. No, it's wherever you like to watch a podcast. Watch our podcast at. We're on many of them. YouTube, Spotify. What are the other ones we're on? YouTube, Spotify, Apple.
We didn't wreck it earlier. He's definitely
I'm wrecking it now. It's getting late.
Now.
It's getting late.
Did the squirrel get jumped off the train or did he get...
No. Okay. All right, I'm done for the night. I'm done. I've had enough fun. These guys. Hey, thank you so much. Have a wonderful July 4th, and we'll see you when we get after that.
Sometime in July.
Yeah, sometime in July. Take care.
See ya.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.